Hi everybody, welcome to Bayou Time, our sports segment of Bayou Time, and I am on a little bit early today, but it's for a special occasion. We're very fortunate to have here in the studio from Nicholls State University, the head volleyball coach, TeAna Tramel. First of all, TeAna, thanks for coming in tonight. I know it's getting to be a busy time of the year for you guys, but as I was kind of looking over your bio, I saw born and raised in El Paso, played at ULM, UL Monroe for you folks out there who know the school quite well. But then the last school you were at was Washington State. So if you can, please maybe enlighten our viewing audience a little bit about that path, getting to Nicholls State, the path you've gone to get here.
Yeah, it's actually been kind of crazy. So I did start my college career at ULM, and then from there actually went back home to play at New Mexico State.
Right.
And then actually after that went on to be a grad assistant at South Dakota State University, and that's where our head coach Andrew Palaleo was at. So kind of went on, did a Division II job, an NAIA head job, and then Coach Palaleo got the job at Washington State, and so he called me up, and I headed out on the next plane to Washington State to be in the Pac-10, and had a great 2 years there. And then this opportunity presented itself here at a Division I institution back in a state that I loved as a student, and that's how I got back to Louisiana and now at Nicholls State.
Very good, very good. Now, unfortunately for you, last year, we were just talking before we went on air, you actually were not with the program at this particular time. As you were mentioning, you guys get started on August 7th. But if you can, and you're thinking back to last year and stuff, is it so much easier this year with everything being around the Thibodaux area for the time that you've been around and getting ready to start this volleyball season?
Yes, I've actually had a time to take a deep breath and just kind of prepare everything for preseason. I actually know the players' names this year, which is something that last year I did not know their names. I couldn't even point them out to you besides what I saw on the internet and stuff like that. So it's been a smooth transition. I'm getting used to all the rain that we've been going through. So, but it's been a great experience, and just being able to actually be prepared for this preseason and this fall season has been great.
Very good. Long-term goals. What are some of your long-term goals for Nicholls State University and the volleyball program?
Yeah, definitely. I think long-term we obviously want to be at a national level. That is one of the reasons I was brought here is to make this program a top 25 program. There's a lot of baby steps that go into that, and I think the first thing is being top 2 in conference, competing at the end of the season, putting ourselves in a position to make not only the conference tournament, but to win the conference tournament. And in winning the conference tournament, that gets us our automatic bid to the NCAA tournament in December. And that's the ultimate goal, is to get there. And then once we achieve that goal, then it's on to getting to the second round of the NCAA tournament and then just going forward from there. Then also making Nicholls State a university that the kids in Louisiana want to come to, not only for academics, but also to play volleyball.
Very good. Last year we mentioned that you had come in right when the season started. Obviously a lot of obstacles to overcome. Compare maybe last year, those obstacles you had to overcome, to this year where it might be a little bit more fluid.
Definitely, it's a lot smoother this year. The transition's been great. The players know what the expectations are. They didn't know that last year. Everyone was coming in blind. They didn't know me. They didn't know what my system was. They didn't know basically anything. And so this year we've got 8 returners that know what it's all about. They know what our system is. They know what my expectations are. And the new kids coming in are going to have a smoother transition because the returners have been in contact with those kids. And then throughout the recruiting process, we tell the kids, this is what the expectation is, and so they know that coming in. So it's going to be a lot smoother transition this year.
And with all of that being said, and how tough it was to start last year, there obviously were some highlights from last year. There were some things that went well for you. Talk about the highlights of last year, those things that you were happy with last year's season.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was very happy with the preseason last season. We actually won both tournaments that we hosted, which was great for us. We actually went down to UL and finished second in their tournament. And so that's right off the bat, the first 3 tournaments of the season. So that was a great confidence boost for us. So the girls kind of got to understand, okay, so this is a new system and we're able to win in this system. Right off the bat in conference, we had some huge wins. The good thing about this team and the changes that we've made is at the end of a match, we're competing to win. So it's not like teams are coming in here and taking advantage of us or anything like that. We're not losing in 3 sets. We're actually making it games. And I think that's kind of goes back to the hard work that the players put in. And at the end of the season, we were in the conference tournament and we were fighting to get past the first round. And that was a great season. And that turned into an even better spring season for us.
Very good. So you are competing.
Yes.
Good. Looking forward to what the most this year?
Oh, there's so many things to look forward to. I am just excited to get these girls in the gym and exactly see what we have and just get out there and compete. I think that this group of girls, they're very special. The 8 returners have been through a lot, and I think they deserve, a great season and to go out and make history. And we're gradually doing that. And now with the caliber of kids we have coming in, we're going to be able to go out and kind of make a name for ourselves. So that's what I'm excited about.
Very good. The kids in high school are starting to report about now, as the schools are opening up. If you can, kind of fill us in on what your upcoming steps to the season starting, and when the NCAA actually, we talked about August 7th, would they let you do all the way leading to that first match you have this year?
Yeah, well, it's kind of our preseason is unrestricted. We have to go back on a calendar and count so many days back and stuff like that. So compliance, thank God for them. So they actually let us know when our official report date is, and that'll be August 7th this year. So the players will come in that first day. We can't have any practice or anything like that. So we'll go through our meetings, playbooks, photos, get all the intangibles and stuff out of the way. And then we'll start bright and early on Monday morning. We're probably going to have 2 to 3 practices a day. There is no restriction on how many hours and stuff during preseason. So we'll try to get in the gym, work out all the rustiness and the summer vacation out of the girls, and then we turn around and play in about 2.5, 3 weeks once preseason starts. So.
Very good. You played in the Southland Conference when you played at UL Monroe. What changes do you see in the conference? And we spoke about this before we came on air. We don't want to get it too much into trying to be prognosticators for the conference or anything like that. But talk about the conference. I think you've come from, and maybe you can expand on this a little bit, the Pac-10, well, Pac-12 now or whatever it is. Yeah. Obviously is great volleyball.
Right.
Talk a little bit about it. Talk a little bit about the Southland Conference, maybe which strides we're making here in the conference to be one of those conferences that can play with somebody from the Pac-10.
Right. Well, let me just start out by the conference it's totally different from when I played. I mean, I was back when it wasn't rally scoring. It was still side-out scoring my first year at Monroe. So it's kind of funny to see that. Some schools have come and gone and stuff like that, but the competitiveness of the conference now is one of the top conferences. I don't think that the conference gets enough recognition, but we're trying to do that. And by doing that, and to be able to get the recognition that a Pac-12 and the Big 12 and all those schools, we have to go out and play teams in those conferences. And I think a lot of the teams in the Southland Conference are getting outside of the region and going to play national teams. So I think that's helping the conference, and it is a very competitive conference. There is a lot of athletes in this conference that have chose to be in this conference that could be at a bigger conference, but they are coming to this conference wanting to make changes and wanting to win, and that's making all of us better.
Very good. Obviously, it's your first recruiting class coming in. Talk a little bit about how it's been for you recruiting, and maybe a little bit about your recruiting class, this first one.
Well, I am very excited about our first recruiting class, and without the support of our administration and our athletic director and everybody at Nicholls, it wasn't going to be possible to bring in the kids that we brought in. Recruiting usually works 2, 3, 4 years out, and we were already way behind when we got here. So we were able to go out and get some top-level junior college players, which is really going to make an immediate impact on our team. We have 2 JUCO All-Americans. We have 2 junior college national champions, which these kids have played at the highest level in junior college. So that's a great thing for us. We have 2 in-state kids that have played at a high level that have been all-stars on their high school team. So we've been able to get high caliber athletes even at a late time, and that's definitely attributed to Nicholls and our administration from the president on down, who actually gave us the ability and the resources to go out and recruit those kids. So I'm very excited to get these kids in and see what we can do.
Very good. What are some of those things that the volleyball program does that makes it what it is, that make, you on campus, that makes it the intangible thing that you would like it to be? That I guess it taking the characteristics of TeAna Tramel. What are those things?
You know, we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, we're not out trying to seek all the glory and stuff like that. We're definitely a family, and that's what we're preaching to our players, and that's starting from myself down to my two wonderful assistants, down to our manager, down to every player. And we have one mission, and that is to not only succeed in the classroom, but to succeed on the court and in the community. And so, you know, these kids go to class and go to weights and do all this stuff, and we try to reward them for their efforts, you know, and that's important to us. The things, you know, that they do, they go read books to kids and that stuff that, you know, we don't ask for a lot of publicity on. It's just things that we do as part of our family and stuff. And so we're really excited, and these kids don't argue about it. They're appreciating the fact that they're getting an education and being able to play Division I volleyball. And so we're just kind of going through right now, and, you know, the wins and losses, those are going to come and go. And, you know, at the end of the day, these kids are getting their degree, and they're going on and being successful in whatever that they choose.
Very good, very good. I have to run down the schedule a little bit with you from the standpoint of, I love the way it opens up for you, and we talked about this also before you came on. You'll be playing Portland State. Now, that's not the thing. The thing that I saw when I first saw it is you're going to be in El Paso in the El Paso Sports Commission volleyball tournament. Yes. Excited to go home?
I am very excited to go home. I think it's going to be a great tournament. UTEP always hosts a great tournament. New Mexico State, where I finished out my career, is co-hosting the tournament. So it's going to be nice to go back as a Division I coach and hopefully go get some wins. And the girls are also going to get to experience something that they've never experienced. Our girls don't fly a lot of places, so this will be one of the first trips in a long time that we're actually going to get on a plane and go fly. And we worked hard to fundraise for that and get support for that. And I'm excited to go back to El Paso and show the girls, you know, a good time, go eat some Mexican food and play some volleyball.
Very good. And once again, it'll be Portland State to start it all off when you go out there, but you also have Southern there and Texas El Paso, and then back home to New Mexico State. So you're going to be going up to Las Cruces and play against New Mexico State. Mm-hmm. And then your first home game will be on August 31st against Alcorn State here in Thibodaux. A few tournaments that we want to talk about, mostly because they're going to be in our area, and we certainly hope that you all go out there and support the Colonel volleyball team. The Colonel Classic, you have Southern, Jackson State, South Alabama, and Alabama State coming in. Are you the one who's responsible for actually going to get these teams, or do y'all work it in conjunction with your SID, or how does that work?
No, we're responsible for scheduling our out-of-conference matches and stuff like that. So the good thing is there was a great base here already before I got here for hosting tournaments. So we've just added on to that and made it 2 tournaments, and teams have been treated so well in the past and last year that they want to come back.
Very
so
good.
It's a good thing, and it's a good thing for our community. It brings business into our surrounding area and gets them exposed, and teams are treated very, very well by the community, and they come back year in and year out. Very
good. That's the weekend of September 9th. And then September 18th, you have the Nicholls State Bayou Invitational, UL Monroe coming back in, Grambling, and Alabama A&M. So 2 tournaments, and you did say y'all did quite well in those tournaments last week. And let's see, district. You could tell I talk a lot about high school. Conference first slate is McNeese State on the 22nd of September. Very good, a very, very good looking schedule. And I do want to ask this also. I was told this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm actually not sure what I'm saying, so pardon my ignorance. Your husband helps you.
He does.
Very
yes.
good. I
yes.
think that's awesome.
Yes.
I think that's awesome. It works out well?
It does. He's been in college athletics for about 13 years, so he knows about recruiting, and so he really helps us get out and find players and stuff like that. So I'm the boss in the office, and he's the boss at home, so it works perfect.
Well, I know the University of Louisiana at Lafayette for softball, the little T, the husband and wife team do it, and it works extremely well. And I thought, I'm not quite sure why there's not more of that. And so we were talking about, you know, Nicholls State sports the other day, and that came up, and I thought that's a wonderful thing. And, you know, you don't have to go far to talk to your assistant coach when he's right there.
That's right.
We wish y'all the best of luck. I know you had a camp that you just ended up things with, and anytime in the future, if there's any word you want to get out or whatever, please let us know here. We certainly want to support you guys, and we hope you have a great season this year.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We will be back with more sports. As a matter of fact, we'll be talking about Nicholls football just a little bit, but the Saints. Everybody wants to talk about the Saints. Saints are back at camp this Friday, and we will have cameras there. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get back from this break.